Hi guys. I believe this is part four. I'm here with an anonymous friend of the channel. I will not share her name. But she is here to ask me some further questions about my YouTube career. Starting with.
So I was thinking about what got you into YouTube. I know you talked about you started with your friend, but what really inspired you to start?
So, the first thing that really inspired me to start out with YouTube was, again, as I mentioned, my first YouTube channel was a joint venture between a friend of mine in real life. But what inspired me to initially get into YouTube, what inspired us, was that I had gotten a video camera for my birthday around the time. And I thought, oh, I have this HD video camera. I would love to record HD videos of me just going about my life and doing silly things. And since we thought it would be silly and just kind of nonsensical, that's how we both came up with the name Randomness123.
Wow, that sounds awesome. I have another question though. What is your inspiration process? What does it look like for you?
So, whether it comes to skits or music videos, or YTPs or anything, a lot of it will often come to me in the heat of the moment. Um, in terms of music specifically, I get a lot of inspiration whenever I'm riding around in the car, in the passenger seat with someone else. A song will often come on the radio. Multiple songs do, in fact. But it's the ones I end up remembering as I leave the car once the trip is done that usually stay with me. As for what inspires my skits, and YTPs, again, they just come to me in the heat of the moment, but I think in terms of YTPs at least, what influences my style, I think a big influence on me are YouTubers like Chuck Steak and PNSB and various users like that. There may have been earlier users before Chuck Steak and PNSB and other such ones like them that influenced my style, but those I think are the two main influencers on my YTP overall sentence missing style.
Amazing. How about who inspired you or encouraged you to continue doing what you really seem to enjoy doing?
Um I gotta be honest, in my early years of YouTube when I was in high school, I was often picked on for a lot of the YouTube videos I uploaded. This was still in the randomness 123 days. And so let me collect my thoughts. A lot of people just picked on me and I didn't really feel like there was a lot of inspiration nor encouragement for a lot of what I was doing, but I kept with it over the years. And as I got older, more genuine friends entered my life and they grew very appreciative and even surprised when I told them that I would make YouTube videos and YouTube content. They were very, excuse me, they were very impressed by the content that I made on YouTube. So mostly my biggest inspiration are my friends. In terms of inspiration that may have influenced my musical style, again, early people I knew, like Hero Boy 1092, the only PKMN Master, maybe not Pachapai, but Jeffro W might have influenced it. Users of that nature that I was already friends with. I think I was also influenced in my musical style by there was a user Lala something I can't remember. It was a bunch of numbers. But other users like Lugia Dialga, Superior Larxene were major influences on my style. And yeah, those were big influences on my style. And later as I got on with my remixing style, as I branched into other sound fonts, some big inspirations on my style. Now, most of the stuff I upload on my channel is nowhere near their level, but a big inspiration for me with sound font remixes of video game music at the very least have been users like Siva Gunner, and an especially big influence. I may have mentioned this before in the past, but Parabeetle X is another huge influence on my style. I strive to make a lot of covers like Parabeetle X. So there's been a lot of inspiration. There's been a lot of encouragement, but those were some of the major ones.
Wow, thank you for sharing that. What does it look like for future plans? Do you have any projects or ideas or things that you want to do?
Um, Honestly, my inspiration process, as I said earlier, usually comes to me in the heat of the moment. I'm sure there will be plenty of stuff that I have planned in the future, but currently my goal with YouTube at the moment is to try my best to reach 1,000 subscribers on the That Guy Mike 5331 account. Because we are getting very close to 1,000 subscribers on that channel, and I am very grateful to everyone who has ever remained subscribed to that channel. It's something I love doing. It's one of the most successful channels I have, and that's pretty much my current goal. As for where I go from here, who is to say? But perhaps in a future episode, or even this one, if my interviewer wishes for me to discuss it, perhaps in a future video, I can also talk about what went into the process of the original Bad End Saga series. In fact, might as well go into it now while I have the time. So, Bad End Saga 1 started around the time I want to say of 2016, 2017. It started as a celebration of everything I had accomplished on YouTube at the time. Um, I would take various scenarios. Basically, the overall plot line was my character Cinia, Cinia Monia, whose name is supposed to mean cynical demon. Um, I didn't have her motivation at the time, but basically she's grown very jaded with the world and with the multiverse, as it were, and so she wants to, in the original story, she wanted to undo all the good endings of all these different video game and other universes, hence create a multiversal bad end, as it were, which is where the series gets its title from. And though I think the initial episodes are lost to time up to episode 8, they just followed a lot of my OCs, like traveling various dimensions, various video game characters, various video game characters like traveling, being warped between dimensions and all over the place, trying to take down the massive villain at the end, which originally was Cinia. Um, at the time, there was a very heavy Mega Man influence in the original Bad End Saga 1 script that was lost to time. Because at the time, Capcom was not doing anything with Mega Man, and many people were very unhappy about that. And you may, if I ever do find those old recordings, you may realize that the voice they used for Mega Man is kind of like this. And that's because it was often based on his poor English localized voice from Mega Man 8. But yes, Mega Man was a heavy influence in the original Bad End Saga 1 script. Like, I had this plot line where Cydia, corrupts Omega Zero further with like some dark energy of hers and sends him way back into the time of classic Mega Man to basically just mess stuff up essentially. And I had an episode of that that I really enjoyed, like the tension, the background noise, the screaming crowd, everything. I quite enjoyed it, and I wish I could find those old episodes because I really want to re-upload them for you guys. So, to answer your question, in the long run, perhaps that is a goal for the future, maybe to try to recreate what I remember of Bad Saga 1's plot, or somehow tie it into the CDL plotline. Like, who knows? Where Bad End Saga, where my YouTube channel, where my career goes from here. I'm open to many possibilities. I'm always considering new options. And currently, what I will say, the main goal is to try to get to 1,000 subscribers on the That Guy Mike 5331 channel. Uh, so yeah, do you have any further questions?
No, but I appreciate you sharing everything with me. It was awesome. We'll have to do this again.
You're welcome. And if the rest of you have any questions that you would like to ask me about my YouTube career or just the rest of my life outside or inside of YouTube, let me know in the comments below and I will try to answer your questions in a future episode. But even if you don't, I may still continue this series anyway. Uh, Thank you again to my interviewer, and I wish you all a great day. Take care and Godspeed and all that.